What is up, Handmade Alphas? Today I have some of the most amazing, fantastic, huge, epic news ever in terms of Etsy SEO, and I cannot wait to share it with you. But first, I need to give a huge thank you to Anthony Wolf of eRank. Now, some of you might be saying, eRank? What the heck is eRank? Well, basically, eRank is just the same old EtsyRank that you know and love, but with even more amazing features. Now, a lot of alphas have been asking me, was this like a big Etsy copyright issue? Did Anthony get in trouble using EtsyRank as a name? And the answer to that is no. Actually, Etsy asked Anthony to be featured in the Shop Manager integration section, which you might have noticed in your own Shop Manager. I know that some people have it, some people don't, but basically Etsy now recommends several different tools to help understand buyer trends. There's some bookkeeping and organizational tools, but eRank is now listed in there. So this is just one of those really amazing stars aligned perfectly ordeals that really has put eRank, formerly EtsyRank, on the grid in terms of Etsy success. So you can actually find this integration right from your Etsy Shop Manager. And to do this, they basically just said that you got to drop Etsy off the name. So that's where the changes are. Now, if you are unfamiliar with eRank and Anthony Wolf, you can actually check down below this video for an interview that we did with Anthony. And this is probably one of the best interviews that we've ever done. It's really long, but so worth it. And it completely explains all of Etsy's recent SEO updates if you have any questions about those. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and talk about what's new with eRank. What did Anthony release today? Yes, today. This is the first announcement for this. You will not find any more videos on this yet, unless you're watching this a week after I posted it, in which case there's probably quite a few videos. But let's talk about what's new for those who are here. The all new Keyword Explorer. This brand new tool is going to help you learn what keywords are most searched for on Etsy by real shoppers. Wow. Learn what keywords are most searched for on Google. Now, that is not something to pass up if you have your own website. This means that EtsyRank or eRank is no longer just going to help you with Etsy. You can actually use it and use some of the SEO tools to, kind of correspond and work on your own SEO for your website. So that is absolutely huge. You can quickly discover long tail keywords at a glance. And in just a few minutes, I'll show you exactly how easy that is. It can be used for keyword research for your Etsy shop and your website, as we mentioned before. And you can discover which search terms have high commercial intent thanks to additional cost per click and competitive data from Google. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a few minutes, okay? So I know what you guys are all probably asking yourselves. Does it work? And just a quick disclaimer, I am not an eRank affiliate, nor have I ever been. I'm not an EtsyRank affiliate. I just absolutely love this tool. I use it myself every time that I list new product, and it is the ultimate tool that I recommend to my Handmade Alphas. So this is coming 100% unbiased. When when you guys ask me, does it work? Yes, it absolutely works. Now, here's some fun facts, just so you guys are aware. Etsy does not share their keyword search volumes, engagement, or conversion rates with anyone. So if anybody tells you that they've got, Etsy gave me their keyword search volumes, or if there's any shady companies or tools or, anything new that pops up in the next few years where somebody says that they have this information, they don't. What eRank actually has is some trusted third-party data. And when I say trusted, this is really trusted. And Anthony, kind of goes into this by saying eRank went through a long vetting process to find the best third-party data source for Etsy search volumes. eRank picked the provider that is trusted by multiple Fortune 500 companies and some of the biggest well-known brands in the world. We found the provider that was the most transparent about their data collection methodologies, had the largest panel of users to provide the best sample size that was consistent across all states in the USA. We chose one that also felt respected by people's privacy and has been in the industry for a long time. So this is how we know that this isn't just something to like snark at. This is really good, accurate data, okay? So now, before we jump into what the tool has to offer and, some examples, let's go ahead and talk about what this tool absolutely is not. What isn't the tool, okay? Etsy search data does not come from Etsy, as we discussed before. This is third-party data. It does not contain all search terms that shoppers type into Etsy. Where there is not enough Etsy search data available, eRank will leave information blank rather than trying to guess. So they're not just going to guess and give you some BS information. They're actually going to leave that information blank so you're aware that they don't have that data. It's not a replacement for Etsy Search Analytics nor Google Keyword Planner, and it does not reflect Etsy search volumes for people who live outside of the USA, okay? So in short, it's not a magical tool that's going to do all of the hard work for you, but it will make the work much easier. And this is absolutely the best tool out there. I mean, that's just my opinion. Obviously, I'm biased because I have been using it for so long, but I cannot express how excited I am about these changes. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and see this amazing new tool in action. Yes! All right, so this is Etsy, or eRank's, I always say EtsyRank, eRank's brand new Keyword Explorer tool. And let me tell you, if there was ever a time to get super duper excited about Etsy SEO, now is absolutely the time, because there is some amazing new data. Now, we have the keyword analysis tool. This is something that has been dramatically improved upon because EtsyRank always had some really great keyword tools. But what this is going to do is give you a really in-depth analysis of these keywords. We now have keyword suggestions. That way, if you type in a general term, such as, we'll say opal ring, for example, maybe opal ring isn't quite the long tail keyword that you wanted, but what you're going to receive is a nice big list of other keywords that might fall farther into that long tail range that have less competition, okay? And then next we have some amazing search trends between Etsy and Google. So you can even see what time of year people are searching for particular products. This is going to help you a lot around the holidays when you can actually see what items are spiking in November. The timing for the release of this tool absolutely couldn't be better. So let's go ahead and actually use this new Keyword Explorer. This page right here is just going to tell you how it works. If you ever get confused, you can head right back to it. But let's go ahead and test this out with a pretty general term. Let's go ahead and search for something like opal ring, as I mentioned before. We'll go ahead and search. And we can see, obviously, this is not a long tail keyword. Looking at our long tail graph here, what you generally are going to want is for this little blue dot here to fall into this nice green area, okay? This is going to be a term that has way higher conversions, but less searches, because more searches isn't necessarily better when your competition is all or are all using those particular keywords. Okay, so the more concentrated and precise that you can get those keywords, the more likely it is that people who are actually shopping for that particular product are going to find you. But you have to also be a little bit intelligent about it, because most of the time your long tail keywords are going to have 3 words or more, but at the same time you still have to be able to really analyze this for yourself, because one of the examples I like to use is women's tank top. Though it's 3 words, the competition is insane for it, and it's not necessarily a long tail keyword for that reason. So let's go ahead and actually look at some of the data that we have here for opal ring. Searches, you can always hover over if you have any questions about what these different categories mean. This is an estimated average search volume over the past 12 months. So this is how many searches per month Opal Ring has received. Competition, a lot of competitive listings here, which means that this is going to be a really hard keyword to rank for. It means that we might want to niche it down a little bit by adding some extra defining words in there. And engagement, we can see how many people are viewing and favoriting some of these products. So obviously engagement being very high is a good thing. The competition being at 50,000 plus listings is not such a good thing. So let's go ahead and look at these trends. Once again, you can hover over for more information. Estimated searches performed by shoppers on Etsy over the last 15 months. Google search history for the last 12 months. So obviously for Opal Ring, November is going to be, and December are going to be the two times when people are searching it the most. But we can also look around a little bit, kind of look and see how this engagement spikes, where people are searching for this particular product. Opal Ring, once again, is not a very precise item. It's not a very precise keyword, so these graphs are going to be all over the place, but this is a great way to see what time of year certain products are trending. Scrolling down, we see related searches. Now, what I personally like to do is type in a very general term like opal ring, or we'll say decorative pillow or silver necklace. And these aren't really good keywords to use in your listings, but what you can then do is scroll down to related searches and find some keywords that do fall into that long tail keyword that still have high Etsy searches, low Etsy competition, and high Etsy engagement. And then you can always click on these words to get a full overview of the search trends. But there's also a nice little graph here, which I especially love. So we also see your Google searches. You can hover over all of these for more information. You have your Google competition, and you have your Google cost per click. This indicates how much advertisers are prepared to pay to appear at the top of search results for the keywords. Now, if advertisers are prepared to pay a high cost per click, that indicates that the keywords have good commercial intent. So basically what that means is the people who are paying a lot of money to have their products, at the top of Google by paying for them, these high cost per click or per clicks, that basically means that that's a good keyword because somebody's willing to pay that much. So you can kind of turn that around and use it on Etsy. Does that make sense? And then after that, you can also analyze listings for these keywords. Looking here, we can see that opal ring obviously is not a long tail keyword, but we also see that opal engagement ring isn't quite a long tail keyword either, nor is fire opal. We have a few maybes, which is, that's good. And we can also look and see that for some of these, the Etsy competition is really high, but for others, that Etsy competition is low. What we want is for Etsy searches to be high, Etsy competition to be low, and Etsy engagement to be high. So these are all such awesome graphs that you can use for your research. Looking down here, we do have our long tail keywords. For example, gold opal ring. We notice that there are a lot of Etsy searches. There's also quite a bit of Etsy competition, but the Etsy engagement is high. You can kind of scroll around and just try to find some sweet spots. The most important thing that you're going to want to do, though, is when you think that you have that sweet spot, you're going to want to first of all click on it, do a little bit of analyzing on your own. So we'll go ahead and click Australian opal ring and get a more in-depth rundown. Wow, look at that graph. Obviously, this one does fall into our long tail range, which is great. Engagement is very high. Competition isn't too bad. 7,868 is quite a few, but it's not terrible. And there are 472 searches per month. We can look and see what times of year it's trending, and wow, all over the place. So this will just kind of give you an idea. And then we scroll down, we can kind of look through, see if we get any other brilliant ideas. But to me, this might be a really good keyword to experiment with. Australian opal ring with 472 searches per month. I would say that that would be a safe bet to go ahead and test. Next, I'm going to go ahead and do a search for my personal keyword that I use a lot, which is skeleton key necklace. This is my first time really doing an in-depth analysis of one of my own keywords, which has me excited, but also very nervous. So let's go ahead and take a look. We have 745 searches per month. That is great for me. Competition is 6,922, not too bad. And engagement is high, which is fantastic. Looking around, we can see what time of year I'm more likely to make these super awesome sales. It's super interesting to me that there are times of year when the Etsy searches are actually higher than the Google searches. That's really interesting information for me. And then we can see these two nice big spikes. These aren't necessarily the times of year when my products sell the best, but you also have to consider that I mainly rely on external marketing for my specific products. So this is really, really valuable information, and this might kind of steer me to adapt my product launches. It might make me want to do more product launches during certain times of year. Just all really good information. We can see that I am falling into that long tail range, which is perfect. And then we scroll through and we can see some other recommended keywords that I might consider using. We have skeleton key necklace, which is what I personally use. Skeleton key is going to be a little bit harder to aim for with a very high competition rate, but lots of Etsy searches. And then we can also see skeleton key jewelry, skeleton key necklace, antique, authentic. Wow, that is definitely a long tail keyword. However, we're not seeing a lot of engagement or competition. One of the things that Anthony Wolf has stated is that he will not fill in the blanks with data that they do not have. They're not going to try to guess. They will just leave it blank. So if you see any blanks, don't panic. Ultimately, though, this is absolutely revolutionary in terms of Etsy SEO, and the timing for this in terms of the holidays being here and everyone trying to get their Etsy SEO in ship shape for the holidays. The timing for this launch absolutely could not be better, and I cannot thank Anthony Wolf enough for putting so much time into this amazing tool. Now, as always, Alphas, Etsy SEO is a science, and with all good science comes good experiments and good testing. There are no magic buttons. There are no instant results. But with today's announcement from eRank, we are one step closer to understanding the patterns of real Etsy shoppers using trusted third-party sources. Down below this video, you can find the links for the tool that we used today. Plus, you'll find the link to my own Handmade Alpha VIPs, where I'll personally send you Etsy news, freebies, and tools via email. Right when you join, you'll get my free ebook, which covers how I personally gained a fanatical following of fans on Facebook by hosting giveaways, and that is an absolute alpha favorite. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe, and be sure to let me know in the comments what you think of this all-new revolutionary Etsy SEO tool. And remember, Alphas, success isn't a destination. Success is a lifelong journey. Love the process. See you next time.